This is Dr. Z. Basically, what we're going to look at today is the idea of holograms. Just scoot over here. Basically, what holograms are is a three-dimensional object. That means that if you were looking at me, that would mean you'd be able to, if you walk to the right, you'd be able to see my left, you know, left, and you'd see my right. So, what's the limitation with the current technology? The current technology, as described in some of the videos that I've looked at, is a pinhole technology. You look through the pinhole, and that's the only way you can see the image. Whereas if you were to look through a window, you'd be able to look around the image and see the sides, the peripherals, and the image changes as you move horizontally or vertically. Why don't they have any technology like that yet? There's no technology. The technology behind the science isn't really there. And to invest in something that could be simply overwritten in a couple of years could be preposterous. You'd have to invest millions and millions of dollars, possibly even billions, in order to actually see the benefits of this vision. There are holographic displays out there right now. I am not saying there isn't. But the problem is that they require minutes in order to refresh the image, not seconds or microseconds like you'd need with a high-definition television. The image quality would be so low, so poor, that you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't buy a holographic television if you had the ability to. What I think is going to really take over is direct projections into the brain, an experience. Basically involving emotion and involving more of the senses, giving you more of like a like 6D television. You know, it's going to be crazy. But basically, this is about holograms, and what we're used to as far as science fiction wise holograms, we're used to the movies like Simone, or Star Trek's Holodeck, or Star Wars' Princess Leia. Those are all projections into three-dimensional space, which is not quite possible yet. There are some people out there that have used projectors to project onto water vapor, which makes something like a hologram, like as in the projection of Mr. Manhattan for Watchmen. During the debut, I believe. I think it was the debut. Another thing is that we are used to seeing these exaggerated images, but even in the exaggerated images, the image quality isn't very good, except for in Simone. Holograms should be confused with, you know, your basic 3D television. 3D televisions require glasses. Even the ones that don't require glasses that are going to be coming out in the next years or so, for instance Samsung or whatever, don't have that horizontal projection, if you know what I mean. The image doesn't change as you walk by it. It stays pretty much the same no matter what you're doing. So what we're going to be looking at is a couple of videos that I'm going to try to put into this video over here. Instead of tagging them in YouTube, I'm going to smack them in here. And basically, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But holograms that we're, like, for instance, there's so many definitions for it. The word hologram. CNN actually, during the Barack Obama election / McCain election, they kind of, I don't know what they were thinking, really. CNN, not my favorite news group. I really don't like any 24-hour news group, being that I'm in the military and they give away government secrets all the time, but that's not the point. Anyway, yeah, so they called this thing a hologram. It was a person that was projected from certain distances away. They were over from Chicago, surrounded by HD TV cameras, and they were recorded on all a 360-degree view. Now that's all well and good, but she wasn't projected into the studio. She was projected onto a green screen. Basically, summation, I don't think hologram technology is going to come along at all in the next couple of years. It's probably going to move straight to digital projection, straight into the mind. Actual emotional experiences. Because there's too much money to be invested in holograms. by the time we get it all the way to the point where we want it to be, where it's high definition quality, where it looks like somebody's actually standing in front of you, we'll be at the point where we want an emotional experience. So I think that digital projection straight into the mind is more likely than holograms. But basically, keep looking out for those 3D televisions. Those are going to be pretty much what you're going to be getting in the next few years. Samsung's got one rolling out, Sony's got one rolling out, Panasonic's probably the king right now.